कमलों में अनंत करोड़ साष्टांग धन्यवाद ज्ञापन करता हूँ। तत्पश्चात नित्य लीला प्रविष्टम विष्णुपाद अष्टोत्तर सत्समान भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज परम नित्य लीला भक्ति वेदांत श्री महाराज नित्य लीला।
How do I do it?
You just hold both.
Both together. Okay.
एवं मंचस्थ विराजमान समस्त सन्यासी वृंद उपस्थित समस्त वैष्णव वृंद एवं परम सिंहला मातृवृंद सदियों के चरण कमलों में मेरा यथार्थ दंडवत प्रणाम नमस्कार। आज इस पावन बेला पर हम लोग
We have assembled here on a very, very important day.
आज अमावस्या तिथि भी है।
Today is the day of Amavasya.
स्मार्त मत में
According to the Karmakanda philosophy, Smarta Mata,
आप लोग भी देखा जो अयोध्या में
you saw in Ayodhya
26 लाख
that 2.6 million ghee lamps
26 लाख
are lit today
सरयू नदी की
on the banks of Saryu. Saryu Nadi it's a very massive river, very beautiful river. Just like we have Yamuna here, over there we have Saryu River. So they have lit 2.6 different. How? How do I do it then? Like this? Is this fine? This much? Okay. This much, right? Okay. So 2.6 million ghee lamps are being lit today. So today we also went to Yamuna. Yesterday was also Diwali. As per Karmakanda philosophy, it was yesterday, and as per our calendar, it is today. What is the speciality of this Diwali? In the Upanishad it is mentioned Tamsama Jyotirgamaya. It's the do not go towards darkness. Go towards light. Go towards effulgence. Gurudev would give very beautiful explanation of this. What is darkness? Means the one who does not know the philosophy, the one who does not know one's constitutional position. When one does not know one's fundamental position, that is called darkness. Three Tattva Gyan, three fundamental truths are being spoken. Jiva Brahmikya Gyan, Ekya Gyan. Three types of knowledge is being spoken in Shastra. One is, who am I? Second is, who is Bhagavan? And third is, the Jiva and Bhagavan are one. So the third type of philosophy, Jiva and Brahma are one. This is not an authorized philosophy. So it is not to be accepted. Who am I? I must hear about this. Who is Bhagavan? I must hear about it. We must know who is Bhagavan. We must know who is Bhagavan. We must know who is Maya. Just like Srimad Sanatana Goswami Pad asked this question to Srimad Mahaprabhu, that why am I suffering with these threefold miseries? We must ask this question. At the beginning of the Vedanta Sutra, it's mentioned Athato Brahma Jigyasaha. Now is the time to inquire in Bhagavatam. In Bhagavatam, it is mentioned Athato Atma Jigyasa. Try to search your soul. Try to know who you are. You are not this physical body. First, understand who you are. That is the beginning of bhakti. First, we should know who we are. Second is Tam Padarth means that the one who is Bhagavan. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur Prabhupada ji, he would say, he would elaborate and he would refine it even more. The five types of knowledge spoken by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur Prabhupada ji. First is protection, direct knowledge. Second is indirect knowledge. Third is aparoksha, something which cannot be seen by the senses. Fourth is adhoksha, something which is beyond our senses. And fifth is aprakrit, means transcendental. 5 different steps of knowledge. I'll share the names later on. Very beautiful. There's an article of his in which he has mentioned about 5 types of knowledge. Those who are knowledgeable, you can understand the essence. If you read that article, Srila Prabhupada mentioned 5 types of knowledge. First is direct knowledge. Protection means something which we are seeing with our senses. something which we can attain with our senses. Direct knowledge, direct perception. With our own senses, what you're able to perceive is like what we're seeing with our eyes. We see it, this is a tree. It's a river. It's a human. So these are various identifications which we have, various types of knowledge which we have. Indirect knowledge is the knowledge of the Swarga Loka. We have not seen Swarga, but then we have some belief that yes, Swarga exists. Mataji, she wants to listen. You want to listen, right? You can sit on the... come here, right? Come here. You can sit on the chair. The third type of knowledge is aparoksha gyan. First is something which we see with our senses. Fourth type of knowledge is the knowledge of the Vaikuntha. As well, means if we give up this whole idea that I can attain Bhagavan by my senses, so what I attain, not with the help of these material senses, is called the knowledge of Vaikuntha, Adhoksha Gyan. I'll explain that later. And the fifth type of knowledge is, the highest is aprakrit knowledge, that is the knowledge of transcendence. Something which goes beyond these material senses, something which goes beyond heavenly planets, a knowledge which goes beyond the knowledge of being one with Brahma, the knowledge of even of Vaikuntha. The highest knowledge is the knowledge of transcendence, which transcends even all these various different planes and takes us to Sri Golok Vrindavan. As Sri Brahma Samhita says, the first shloka says, Chintamani, Prasadis Kalpa Vriksha. The Golok Vrindavan is the epitome of all knowledge. Just like in this material world, what we see, it's like a reflection in Sri Brihad Bhagavatam. It is mentioned that how Sri Gopkumar, when he arrived in Vrindavan, he became utterly astonished. He's like the Brajvasis, what he saw on the earth planet, a similar Brajvasis he saw over there. Because in scriptures it is mentioned, whatever Vrindavan we are seeing here, we see a similar Vrindavan, a non-different Vrindavan over there, though it's a reflection. But when Gopkumar Gopkumar arrived in Sri Golok Vrindavan, here everyone has a distorted form. The word Vikrita may be difficult to understand, but I'll explain it again. It means it's a perverted reflection. Just like, I give an example. If you stand in front of the mirror, you're seeing your own reflection. You stand in front of the mirror, you see yourself, it appears to be you, you see your own reflection, the left becomes right and right becomes left. It's like opposite. If you stand in front of a mirror and eat, it feels like you're eating with your left hand rather than right. That's called perverted reflection. In Bhagavad Gita it's mentioned. In the 15th chapter, the first shloka, it is mentioned. Urdhmulam Adya Shaka. This is in the Purushottam Yoga first shloka. It is mentioned Urdhmulam Adya Shaka. Just like the roots of the tree is in the ground and the branches are up. But if you see a tree in the water, you will see that the branches are in the ground and the roots are up. In the water, everything appears to be, in the reflection, everything appears to be upside down. Everything appears to be upside down in the water or in the reflection. Similarly, this particular world which we have here is a perverted reflection. So Srila Prabhupada is saying, he gives 5 types of knowledge. Pratyaksha knowledge, direct, which we, Pratyaksha, Paroksha, Aparoksha, Adhoksha and Aprakrit. 5 types of knowledge. Aprakrit means totally transcendence, where bodies are transcendental. When we do not know these type of things, that's, we can say we are in darkness. We don't know who we are. Sri Vamana Goswami Maharaj, I was reading just now. He said, what is andhakar? What is darkness? Today is a day of darkness, right? We do not know who we are, that is darkness. We think of ourselves to be material body. If the jiva, till the time it does not understand who he is, the attachment in the body becomes so stronger, and then the various different designations which I am carrying, me and mine, me and mine, me and mine, me and mine all the time. I am the body, these are mine. I am the body, these are mine. Who does meh? Bakri, goat. If you see a goat, what does a goat do? Meh. That's bakri. So all of us are bakri. All of us are goats in one sense, because we do not know who we are. But when one becomes free from this illusion that I am not the material body, it's because of lack of one's spiritual positioning, and from darkness come to light. That is the significance of the day. What is light? Light means pure bhakti. Pure bhakti is light. Until one attains pure bhakti, the heart does not become fulgence. One becomes free from material. The shloka by Srimad Rupa Goswami Pad, that no other desire except to serve Krishna, and following in the with the favorable mood to serve Krishna. Uttama bhakti, pure bhakti, is the one which can illuminate the heart, because the heart is not being illuminated. So there definitely, when one performs bhakti, there is definitely some decrease in andhakar. Some andhakar dissipates, but not fully. Some in Bhagavatam, there are many shlokas mentioned about deep lamp. At 7 to 8 places in Bhagavatam, the word lamp is being used. Time is less, but very beautiful descriptions are being given in Srimad Bhagavatam. Just like if you light a lamp, under the lamp is darkness. The lamp is lighting everything, but under the lamp there is darkness. But if one receives a jewel like pure bhakti, if one receives jewel of pure bhakti, then heart becomes illuminated. Prem is like a transcendental jewel. Just like we light a lamp, there is a possibility that the lamp may extinguish. A strong wind comes, when the slightest of wind comes, the light may extinguish. But it happens in the material world. Agyan deepena bhasvata. So, but now Maharaj is mentioning an important point. Those who want to, in Brahma Sutta it is mentioned that those who want to attain Bhagavan by their own knowledge, those who want to merge in Brahma, there is a possibility they will fall down. Why? Because they want to conquer Bhagavan by their own intelligence. There are many beautiful tattvas mentioned. Just like a Nilmani, a sapphire, one receives a transcendental sapphire. It illuminates all the surroundings. And if that same sapphire, if some calamities come, even earthquake comes, the sapphire, it remains as effulgent. It is not affected by the external environment. So prem is something which is not affected by any external environment. When prem comes in the heart, the external troubles cease to exist. So there are many things is coming in my heart right now. Those who are Rasiks, Srimad Raghunath Das Goswami has written a book. He's written called what? There's a book called Mukta Charitra written by Srimad Raghunath Das Goswami. In that Mukta Charitra book, beautiful description is given by Srimad Raghunath Das Goswami. The many joking pastimes between the gopis and Krishna, very beautifully and a very attractive description is given. Sri Raghunath Das Goswami is speaking this first. Sri Raghunath Das Goswami starts off the scripture by glorifying his Gurudev. Nam Shishtam Guru Shachak Matim Radha Kundam Girivar Mago Radhika Madhavasha प्राप्त्यस्य पथिकृपया Shri Gurum Tam Natosmi. This is the Mangalacharan of Sri Mukta Charitra written by Srimad Raghunath Das Goswami, and he glorifies his Gurudev. And this description of Diwali, Deepavali, is being mentioned here. At many different places, Deepavali's glorification is being mentioned. Now they played the cartel, asking me to stop. Anyways, I'll be brief. What is the significance why Brajvasis light up lamps? Why? Because all the Brajvasis want their heart to become enlightened or effulgent with prem. Though they will talk about various types of sapphires. There is a money, jewel called Simantak money. Then there is Kostak money, and there is Chinta money. Many types of money, many types of wish-fulfilling jewels. Jewels are being spoken. Many beautiful things are there. Only on Diwali, at least 10, I'll be able to write 10 pages only on Diwali. But no time today. This Diwali, it's not ordinary. Mother Yashoda herself, on the day of Diwali, she would offer ghee lamps to Yamuna. Nowadays we cut the cake. But cutting the cake is not the proper. It's not the Vedic Sanskriti, the Vedic civilization. It's the Western civilization to cut the cake. To cut. Well, cutting should not be done on the day. So on the day of Krishna Janmashtami, Mother Yashoda would take Krishna on the banks of Yamuna and would offer ghee lamps. Just like today we went on the banks of Yamuna. Many devotees, everybody just got on the boat. I did not make any arrangements. I just went over there. I just want to offer one ghee lamp. But then it's just that the boatmen, there were 7 to 8 people, some brahmacharis and others, and they started off the boat and he took us away without even asking us. Acharya Maharaj and others, it just happened so instantaneously. He took us thousands of lamps we saw. Many different sampradayas and philosophies people were there, and everybody was offering ghee lamps. So Mother Yashoda, she would take Krishna, or each month on his the constellation of his birth, she would take Krishna and would take Krishna on the banks of Yamuna and would offer ghee lamps. And Krishna would hold on to the veil of Mother Yashoda, and the Brahmins would chant the Vedic mantras, and after chanting the Vedic mantras, the ghee lamps are being offered in Yamuna. What Krishna would do, he would offer, and the Krishna would collect all those ghee lamps. And when the whole Deepdan, 108 ghee lamps are being offered, and Krishna had collected all of them. And Mother should look back and say, "What are you doing? I'm offering it to Yamuna, and then you're collecting it." The mother saw all the ghee lamps were collected by Krishna. Mother said, "What are you doing? Hey Gopal, I offered it to Yamuna. Why are you collecting them?" That's very beautiful. He said, "Mother, it's not me who is doing it. Some of the ghee lamps were coming to me automatically. So those who come to me, since I've taken the vow to rescue those who come towards me. I'm just standing in the waters, and these ghee lamps are coming to me. Those who don't come to me, I let them go. But those who come to me, I take full responsibility of theirs." And in Anand Vrindavan Champu by Sri Kavi Karnapur, very beautiful description is being mentioned. Only on Deepavali, such amazing descriptions are being given. Time is less. As Maharaji mentioned, it's the also appearance of Shri Mansi Ganga. I'll just speak only very briefly about Mansi Ganga. I cannot check myself. In Bengali I've spoken 3 or 4 times. And I'll speak in Bengali. Today, when Krishna appeared in Braj, then Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, all the Brajvasis, they decided that if before the birth of Krishna they had taken the vow, if a boy is born, then we'll go to all the holy places in Braj. So all the Brajvasis, they got together and they started their journey towards all the holy places to take bath in the holy rivers. When Krishna he appeared, Mother Yashoda, all of them were thinking that, we had taken the vow that if Krishna is born, then we will go to take bath in Mother Ganga. Especially taking Tirth Bar Bar. Ganga Snan Ek Bar. Many people say, it's not good. I see that people are not treating Mother Ganga properly. People are not honoring it. So Mother Ganga is not treated properly. Because what they do, they contaminate Ganga by washing their clothes and doing other things. Ganga Devi has come from the lotus feet of Bhagavan. She should be honored. She has come from the lotus feet of Bhagavan. She is not just, she is a personality. She is one of the Sakhis. Gangaji is one of the Sakhis of Krishna. Very beautiful description of how Gangaji became a Sakhi. How many beautiful pastimes are there. Time is less. People just go and she is in Golok Vrindavan. Radharani Sakhi, Gangaji, her name is Ganga. And this river Ganga is a manifestation of hers. And in this world she comes. There's a book called Madhusmita Shri Radha. There's a book. In that I have mentioned this. And I mentioned it from Puranas. Not from here and there nonsense. With all evidence. That I have given evidences from various Puranas. So Shri Gangaji. So one can see Ganga in various different ways. One see Ganga in various different ways as per their own realization. As per different mellow, one would be able to see Gangaji differently. But Gangaji's actual form is Sakhi. Huh? Gita. There are 18 names of Bhagavad Gita. The first name of Gita Ji is Ganga. Ganga is the first name of Bhagavad Gita. It is not, she is not ordinary. I'll speak the truth that I'm not criticizing anyone. If you ask me to speak in Bengali, but I'll speak the truth. But I'm going to speak the truth. Many people say that, oh, you go to many holy tirthas, but go to Ganga once, and that is like going to all the tirthas. But why is it that the Bengalis and others are not treating Mother Ganga properly by doing their morning duties on the banks of Ganga? So we should treat her nicely. This is what the point I'm trying to say. But if one takes bath in Ganga, one does not come to the material world again. So Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj and all of them, they decided and started their journey towards Mother Ganga to take bath in Mother Ganga as they had taken the vow. So Krishna was thinking, oh, in Braj, there's a place called Ganga Sagar in Braj. From here, Ganga Sagar is about 2,000 kilometers. There is no airplane there. One has to. So during that time, it was not easy transportation at that time. So they had to go through many forests at that time to be able to make it to. Krishna was thinking that why do I want to give this trouble to my Brajvasis? I don't want my family to go through so much of austerity to be able to reach Ganga Sagar. And what Krishna did, Krishna from his heart, he just remembered Mother Ganga. Just by remembrance of Mother Ganga, she appeared here as Mansi Ganga. And Krishna said, oh Brajvasis, see. If you wanted to go to Ganga Devi, but Ganga Devi, she has appeared here in very beautiful form of Shri Ganga Devi. she was sitting on the makar, on the crocodile. She was sitting on the crocodile. Gangaji's carrier. Gangaji sits on the carrier. The transport is the crocodile. So Sri Ganga Devi gave a darshan and very beautiful sound of her waters. And that's when became Manasi Ganga. So today is the appearance day of hers. Krishna, with one pastime of Krishna, he fulfills many other things. Krishna was thinking, oh, I perform many pastimes. And in my Kaishor Leela, I'll perform Manasi Ganga pastime. With his sweet childhood pastimes on the banks of Yamuna, but he wanted to perform a beautiful boat pastime, which we all know, at Paranga Ghat in Sri Govardhan. So twice these boat pastimes of Radha and Krishna has taken place twice. Two places. One here in Manasi Ganga, Nauka Vilas Leela took place, and there are many plays in Bangla on this Nauka Vilas, in this boat pastimes. Lohavan is the second place. There is also like similar boat pastime there. And in Manasi Ganga, similar pastime over there too, in Sri Govardhan. So Krishna was thinking that I have performed my childhood pastimes, now I want to perform my Kaishor Leela. That is why by his mind he made Sri Ganga Devi appear, and that became Sri Manasi Ganga, something which came from his mind. So once when it comes to Braj, there is no desire to go anywhere else. Those who understand the bhav of Braj, they don't run here and there. They don't run here and there. Because in Braj, all the holy tirthas are here in Braj. Hare Krishna.